Use two 12-ounce bags of beans for the amount of sauce that I made.
Hello! Today I have one more green bean recipe for you. Now I'm going to blanch the beans again. You don't have to do that. You can use canned beans, but I'm going to use the video of my previous green bean recipe of the directions of how to blanch beans. So I have a bag of beans here. I'm going to also use some olive oil I have over on the stove. I have here 6 slices of bacon I already diced up. I believe in if you're going to have bacon, have bacon. I have here 2 cups of milk, a 1/4 cup of flour, a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of garlic salt, and I have here some cheddar cheese. The recipe calls for 3 cups. I don't think I'll use that much. I don't mind if things aren't that cheesy. And I have here a cup of the French's fried onions. And I have a medium casserole that I have sprayed. Let me get my beans blanched. My water's boiling, so I'm putting in my beans, and you count 2 minutes from now. There, we're off to the races. You don't have to wait for it to come back to a boil, as far as I know. I always did it this way. 2 minutes. They also stay nice and green when you blanch them first. Alright, my beans have had their 2 minutes. So now they're going into the ice water. You blanch things when you're canning, freezing things. But now this is stopping the cooking process. You want to stop that process. You've done it this long and that's all you want. There. We're going to let these cool off. And that, boys and girls, is how you blanch. So actually I'm going to use 3 cups of milk and a 1/4 cup of flour. I can't remember what I told you. But we're going to make the sauce, no mushrooms. Beans are all done, and I explained how to do that earlier. Let me get my bacon going. Well, here we are. You want a pan with kind of high sides. Now, they always tell you to just crisp the bacon, but I like cutting it up first. I saved the second step. Let me get this browned. I also added about a tablespoon of oil. I use grapeseed oil. You can use olive oil because you're going to want some drippings when you make your sauce. I am constantly touting my vacuum sealer, and this is a reason why. I vacuum sealed, I think this is a couple pounds of cheddar, and then I will cut it off, and it may be tight, but it just breaks up right away. There's your cheese. And I have kept cheese in my refrigerator that's frost-free for a year when I vacuum sealed it. The vacuum sealer is really worth it, and they've got some out there now that are in the 40s. This is a product that I wish I'd had forever. I would have saved thousands and thousands of dollars. You might want to try a vacuum sealer. I also want to add that should I not use all this cheese, I will just put it back in the bag and vacuum reseal it. You can use these bags over and over. I use it to seal up chip bags, all kinds of things. My cooled beans are in the pot. I have browned my bacon. It's sitting here. Now we're going to move over to the stove and make the sauce. First thing I'm going to do is add the flour and cook it until it's a light brown. Now I have it over a little, maybe a medium heat or a little bit lower. What you're doing is you're cooking off the flour taste so that, I read the term the other day is raw flour. You don't want raw flour or you will taste flour. This way you won't. And it's kind of making a roux. You're going to do this maybe a couple minutes. Let me set my timer. It makes a huge difference in your dish. Otherwise, you just have raw flour. So let's let this kind of sit there. See this? It's a light tan, and that's what you want. So now I'm going to whisk in the milk. There's 2 cups. Let me whisk that a little bit. Remember, for those of you who don't like mushrooms, there's no mushrooms in this. But if you want mushrooms, add them. I don't care. Tweak tweak this recipe however you and your family like it. Here goes the other cup. I still have it on medium heat. Now I'm going to add the Worcestershire sauce, the garlic salt, and stir this up. I'm going to do this for about 2 minutes. I'll even set my timer. I want it to thicken slightly, and I still have it under a medium heat. Let's let this thicken. I let it go until it gets slightly thickened. Let me check with a spoon here. I'd say that's slightly thickened. So now I'm going to put in the cheddar cheese and some salt and pepper. It calls for a lot of cheese, but I don't think I'm going to do that. You know how many times I've done that so far today? We're going to let this thicken and continue cooking. I'm also going to sprinkle a little cheese over the top. Let me get some pepper here. Or that was salt. And a little pepper. We love pepper. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. Let's move over to the table. Also, taste your sauce to see if it's how you want it seasoned. You could add more of whatever you want. You know what this is? And I'm going to add some bacon. And I'm going to add some dried onions. Bunch of them. Now I need my spoon again. I saved back some of the onions and I saved back some of the bacon to put on top. See that? That looks good. I'm going to add a little more cheese on the top. This is 350 degrees, by the way. So I'm going to bake this for about 20 minutes. It should be warm through and bubbling on the edges. Then I will add the rest of the bacon and the fried onions. As you can see, it's bubbly around the edges. I had it in for 20 minutes at 350. I'm going to top it with a few more dried onions. I should just put them on the table and people could put them on as much as they want. And this is what I'm doing. I'm just putting it as much as I'd like, and I'm also going to put some more of the bacon on top. You know, when there's bacon sitting on top, they never know what treasures also lie within. I'm going to pop this back in the oven for about 5 minutes. Here we go, green bean casserole. Spice it however you want. You don't have to add the cheese. You don't have to add so much sauce. Just make it how your family like it. Green bean casserole. It's a little different take because there's no cream of mushroom soup. Try this for the holidays. I think you'll like it. Until next time, bye-bye.